and welcome to another episode of Asexuality, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form as we go along. So tonight we have a viewer question from a new friend of mine. Hello to you. And their question is, how do you bond with someone while combating the need to be liked by everyone? So we're going to be discussing that in a minute. But if you don't know who I am Sandra Bermy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. It's real life asexual stories. So if you want to find out more about asexuality and the spectrum, this is an excellent book for you. The link should be down below. Asexuality and the spectrum, this is an excellent book for you. The link should be down below in the description. Also type in Asexual Perspectives on Amazon, will come up. I'm also the author of Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, which is how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. And it's got good ratings. So go and grab a copy of that. You don't have to have fibro, because really it's a personal development book for how to change your life for the better forever, have more energy, and be happier. So a lot of it applies to you, even if you're not fibro orientated. Fibromyalgia is a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body, in case you didn't know. And as you can see, I've got loads of energy. So my methods really work. Anyway, yes, how do you bond with someone while combating the need to be liked by everyone? Okay, so first of all, we need to address why you feel the need to be liked by everyone, right? The feeling of a need to be liked by everyone comes from deep fears and insecurities within yourself, right? So you need to be addressing that. You need to be finding out and asking yourself questions like, why am I insecure? Why do I need everyone to like me? Why do I need to have people's approval to be alive, to do my life the way I lead it? Why do I need that, right? A lot of the time it will stem from childhood. It will stem from looking for mummy and daddy's approval, for example, or your relations or your teachers, all this type of thing, right? So at some point in your life, you would need approval by someone. And if not, you probably were punished in some way for being yourself. Like, oh, you can't be that way. And you got told off about being that way. This is usually where these type of things come from. It usually stems from childhood and a feeling of needed to be liked, and a feeling of like you'll be rejected for who you are because you've been rejected in the past for who you are, most likely. And so what we need to understand is much of our problems in adulthood is from our childhood, and that we get into these patterns and conditioned ways of thinking from how we were treated between the age of 0 to 7 years. So between the age of 0 to 7 years is when most of our mental conditioning takes place. And then this transfers into other parts of our life through adulthood. So, for example, I've already said on this stream before that I have an anxious attachment style, right? I have anxiety and a generalized anxiety disorder. I'm very open about that. I usually manage it well. There's been something going on in my life that has really shot that up in recent months. So I have, like I said on this channel, been seeking to get some therapy for myself. Because I think it's very, very important that if you have problems and issues, that you do address them. You don't bury them under the carpet. You don't say I haven't got them going on. You face the fear and do it anyway. You face what the problem is, right? And sometimes an outside perspective can help. I'm a dating and relationships and life coach for asexuals, but obviously, you know, I'm not an actual therapist, although one of my friends said I'm better than any therapist he's ever had before. So I'll leave you to make the judge of that. But obviously, as a disclaimer, I'm not an actual therapist. I'm not a medical professional. I'm giving you advice, which is generalized advice, and it's up to you what you do with it, right? I'm not a qualified doctor or practitioner or anything like that. I have done a basic counselling skills course, and I have got an information, advice and guidance diploma, so I'm actually qualified to advise people. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, is obviously you need to work out why you need to be liked by everyone, right? And I know someone who is also needing to be liked, and they need a lot of approval, and it does stem from their childhood. And usually it's some maybe family dynamic that was going on at the time. It might be that you were bullied at school as a child, so you know, you fear rejection, you fear of being on your own, like maybe you were back then. You fear of people harassing you like you were back then. And so there's a lot of scaredness and vulnerability within you. And so what you need to do is address that, you know, and you need to understand you will never, ever, ever be liked by everyone. You can't be. If you are being liked by everyone, you are no one. And the reason I say this is because you are no one to yourself. People don't know you. They cannot get to know the real you because you have to be changing yourself like a chameleon to whoever's around you in order to be liked. In which case, you're not being your true authentic self. So you're not living as your being, as in someone. You're living as no one because you're literally chopping and changing. If you understand what I mean. So you're no one person. You're basically making yourself out to be right for everyone else. Whereas you need to be one with yourself and with your soul and with your being. Right? So you need to get to this place of oneness. You need to get to this place where you self-love. You self-love so damn much that you don't care what other people think about you. It comes from a lack of self-love as well, because when you love yourself, when you truly love yourself, it doesn't matter whether people like you or they don't. They can't take your being and essence away. They can't take who you are away because you know who you are. You care about who you are. You love who you are, right? The people that make changes in this world are the people that stand out in the beauty of being different, of being wonderful, of being quirky, of being nuanced. Who wants a robot? Right? If you want to be liked by everyone, you're basically saying, I want to be a robot, right? Because you are trying to just go with what everyone else wants and be dictated to, right? And your life is never your own. When you are afraid to do things because of what other people think, your life is not your own. You're being controlled, or you'll think you're being controlled by the outside world, but you're not. You're being controlled by your inner world that's telling you can't be who you are, so you're not going to be. Because you're worried about what people think, and then you're being fearful, then you're not doing things you need to do in your life to actually get a better life for you because you're too worried about what people think of you, right? And actually those type of people don't make good friends because they're always worried about what, when I say don't make good friends, well, I do have friends that do have some of these problems, so I have got good friends, but what I'm trying to say is it's very difficult because they will contradict themselves. People who want to be liked by everyone will contradict themselves, right? They will have double like lives going on. They will have people seeing them in different ways. And so when you're friends with a person like this, unless you know them deep down inside and they're showing you their true essence of being, and you know they're saying stuff to you which you might not like, and they're okay with that because they trust you, unless you're seeing that side of them, you see what everyone else sees. You see full of contradictions. Because thanks for the thumbs up. Lots of love to you. Because one, I say love to everyone, by the way. You know, what if you are being not true to who you are, you will contradict yourself. Excuse me. And you will say one thing to one person, then you'll say another to another person. And so, if I was an observer of you, for example, right now, and you're with one group of people, you're with another, you'll be given two different versions of something, of yourself or some event or some way of being, because you're not being your true authentic self. And as a friend to you, I'll be like, who's the real you? I might know the real you if I've got to know you as a friend, but you're still being fake, right? You're still not living your own authentic life, right? What you need to do is get rid of all the noise, all the people in the world. You need to push back. You need to spend time with yourself and say, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want it to go? What type of future do I want? You need to do multiple aspects of your life. So map out on a piece of paper, do this as an exercise. It's really, really good. Write out what you want in multiple aspects of your life. Like, this is what my ideal relationship would look like. This is what my ideal financial situation would look like. This is what my ideal career would look like. This is what my ideal home situation would look like. This is what my ideal family situation would look like. This is what my soul purpose is, what my spirituality, what my spiritual self says. And this is what, you know, this is the things I want to accomplish in my life, right? You need some sort of life map and life goal and plan, because otherwise your life is not your own. You are dangling around like a headless chicken, going here, there, and everywhere. You need clarity in your life. Clarity is power. When you understand yourself on a deep, foundational, fundamental level, and you start mapping out your life, how you'd like it to be for the next 3 months, month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, up to 5 years or beyond, when you can do that and you get that crystal clear clarity, if people come along and they don't match what your vision is for yourself, then, and they don't want to be a part of that, and they are not complementary to that, and they're not helping with that in any way, you will, if you really want that thing, if you really want all those things you've written on your plan, then you will literally not need them in your life. There's no need to have people who you don't need in your life. You should actually be having people that you care about and love and want to be in life, rather than need them, because you should be self-sufficient in and of yourself. If every friend left you, you'd still be alive and you'd be able to cope with yourself on your own. I mean, I've lived on my own for years. So I really need friends in the sense that I love having friends. I like being around people. I'm an extrovert, asexual. But I spend a lot of time on my own. My friends get busy. They have their own lives. I spend a lot of hours on my own. And I love myself. I mean, sometimes I will literally watch my channel back and I will be, my God, that was a good stream. And I will listen to my own advice, because I love myself that much, and I give good advice, and sometimes I need to hear my own self back. I'm like, what did I say? Yes, I said this. Do this, Sandra, now. So you've got to first understand why you need to be liked by everyone, and it does come from deep fears, deep insecurities within yourself. You need to realize that you're wasting your life being that way, right? You're trying to conform to everyone else. You have to say to yourself, if I died tomorrow, would I regret my life? Would I have done everything I want to do? Would I have spoke to all the people I want to speak to? Will I have made connections with all the people I want to connect with? Will I have lived my life, my own beautiful life, my own beautiful self? Would I have done that? Or did I hold back? Did I watch what I say? Did I act a certain way in order to get people's approval? Did I play small in life? Was I like minuscule and I could have been grand? Did I play my intelligence down because I'm worried about other people being jealous of me? Did I play my talents and skills down because I'm worried that I'll offend other people by being better at something maybe than they are? Did I actually go to that place? Did I travel to that place which I wanted to travel, or did someone stop me doing that? Did I accomplish my career, or did I let someone else say to me, I haven't done that, basically? So they wouldn't say that, oh, you can't do that. No. I will tell you something now. My fibromyalgia book, right? This fibromyalgia self-help handbook, right? There are some people very close to me, my family I'm talking about, and they didn't believe I should release this book, right? I'm not going to go into too many details because, it's family. But anyway, obviously your copy wouldn't have this not for sale on it, right? But anyway, people in my own family didn't think I should release this book because I've got fibromyalgia, which I said is a chronic pain condition for the nerves, which affects the nerves and muscles of the body, but I manage it well, right? And most people with my condition do not have much energy. They're bedridden for hours. They don't have much energy. They can't do much, right? And, I have a lot of pain, don't get me wrong. I do. And things are very awkward. Like, I hate housework and don't do much of it, right? It gives me pain. I'm not interested. And I prefer building websites and stuff like that, right? So anyway, to cut a long story short, they said, they didn't think anyone would benefit from it because, I'm so different. I'm not like other people with fibro. And that is the point. That's why I wrote it, because I'm not like other people, because I do things differently, because I don't want to be like everyone else. So listen closely, right? When you want to be liked by everyone else, you become like everyone else. You act like everyone else. People see you like everyone else. You can't change lives. You can't change any impact the world or live your true authentic life if you're trying to be liked by everyone, because basically you're trying to be liked by everyone and you have no one liking the one of you because you aren't being at one with yourself. You're trying to be everyone to every person. You can't do that. Everyone to every person means you're not being who you are and who you need to be. So these people said about not publishing this, right? And I published it and it's got like 4.3 stars out of 5. right? It's doing really, really, really well. But if I'd have listened to those family members saying, don't publish this book, if I'd have listened to them say not publish this book, I wouldn't now be sat on this book that sells every month. That's 4.3 star reviews out of 5. That's good. 4 and above, between 4 and 5 is really good for a book, right? So if I listen to them about don't publish it, you can't help anyone. You're like you're better than like you're not like everyone else. You're not in a wheelchair. You're not on crutches. I mean, obviously I have been on crutches because I broke my ankle in April, but that's another matter. But usually I'm not on crutches, right, or in a wheelchair, right? And you're like, oh, people are tired out. People have got no energy. You're not like them. And that's why I need to write the book, to teach them, to show them a different way of being with fibro and what I eat, my one secret food ingredients, natural food ingredients, no patches, no CBD oil and rubbish like that. Well, it's rubbish to me. If you like it and you get on well with it, it's doing fine for you, good for you, right? For me, it's rubbish, right? I don't take CBD oil, right? But when you have CBD oil, you're buying it. It's really expensive. So this is a natural food ingredient that I literally have, and it eases my pain. If I don't take it regularly, it causes problems, right? So it's a natural food ingredient. It's not my favorite food in the world, but I make myself eat it regularly, every day usually, right? Because otherwise I get more pain, right? But it's in there. All the foods I eat and don't eat are in this book, right? A lot of the foods I'm allergic to, you shouldn't eat for fibro people. Anyway, so for example, one of the things is wheat, right? Will people listen to me? Some people don't listen. They'll just carry on eating wheat. And then that makes them really tired and lacking in energy because it zaps their energy because it's bad for fibro people, right? But there's loads of tips. There's how to effectively manage your pain in 25 aspects of your life to reduce your pain overall, which can apply to people without fibro. But my point is, if I had listened to what other people thought about not writing this book, it wouldn't be able to be out there helping people now, selling every month with a 4.3 star review, right? Currently, okay? So my point is, you need to stop listening to other people. You can listen to what they say and then still not agree with it, right? But you need to do your own life, do your own thing, live in your own glory and joy, be your true authentic self, right? It's very important, right? And you know, if you want to be genuinely liked for who you are, right, on a fundamental, deep level, then that is through bonding. This is when you take a friendship or a connection and you make it deeper. A bonding is deeper than, say you saw someone at the supermarket, right? A supermarket checkout assistant just saying hi, hello, goodbye is not bonding, right? That's just talking general chit chat, right? If you want to bond with someone, you have to have a conversation, right? If you want to bond with someone, it depends which way you want to bond with them. If you want to bond with them romantically, if you want to bond with them friendship wise, if you want to bond with them in terms of work wise, there are different types of bonds, right? But if you're talking about bonding as an emotional connection, right, in order to have an emotional connection with someone, so for example, in a romantic relationship, in a romantic relationship, particularly with asexuality, right, asexuals love for a deep emotional connection. That's how we love, because overall, in broad terms, I know asexuality is a huge spectrum. There are different people who some of which do still have sex, particularly if they're more on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, right? But overall, you know, most of us, we do not want sex, we do not like it, right? We do not have sexual intercourse, right? And the way we love is different to how sexuals love in some ways, because we love for a deep emotional connection. That is how we love, and we need to maintain, develop, and sustain that, right? And we can't usually develop this deep emotional bond with someone unless we allow ourselves to be opened up, right? When you are trying to bond with someone from romantic wise, or even bond with someone on a deep connection level, you are going to be vulnerable. Bonding is all about opening up. You open up, they open up. You ask each other questions. You share ideas. You share secrets if you feel that you can trust them. You share about your life, about your world, and your inner world, your mind. You know, a real true love bond and romantic relationship, and even someone who wants to be a deep friend to you, they want to know what makes your mind tick. Like, what do you like? What do you dislike? They don't want to know what you are saying you like, because everyone else likes it. They want to know what you like, right? If I, for example, am talking to someone, I want to know, what do they like? What do they don't like? You know, like, what's their passions? What's their dreams? What makes them tick? You know, what job do they do? What hobbies and interests do they like? Why do they like that type of thing? Why they choose that? What are they doing? What's their future plans? And all this type of thing. Obviously, it depends what type of relationship I got, where I've got friendship or romantic. But friends and romantic, you know, I do kind of have some of the similar things going on with that, because I have really close friends. But then some stuff would be a bit different. Like, I wouldn't be asking like intimate stuff in the same way as I would potential romantic relationship, for example. But I might still end up talking about intimate stuff, because I've got such close friends that they talk to me about stuff that they like and don't like. So because of the work I do for asexuals, I talk a lot about sex and intimacy and all different types of sexual stuff, then some of my friends will just share some of that stuff with me anyway, because I'm just like an open book, you know? And so we just have conversations about stuff like that. And I've actually found in forums a lot of asexuals talk openly about sex anyway, and in groups. So it's kind of like quite common for asexuals to do that, even though lots of us don't want it. So in order to bond with someone, you have to open up. The way of bonding, if you want it's different, because like I said, there's different types of bonds. So say you want a deep romantic bond with someone, you want a deep romantic connection, relationship, right? You have to be able to have a deep bond with someone, be able to have each other's hearts, like see each other's hearts in front of each other, right? It requires a lot of vulnerability, a lot of openness. Now, if you maybe think, you know, if you wanted a long-term committed relationship with someone, right? You liked someone, you love them, you'd want a deep emotional connection. The only way you can do it is by opening up, and don't hold back, and open up your heart to that person. And so the people's hearts, one heart can see the other heart. And so you can be bonded together like that, in a bond of love. But it requires you to be very open, honest, and not hold back, right? But when you bond with anyone you even start talking to, the way you make any sort of bond is by opening up, by asking the person a question, and then also answering it. And you ask them a question, you ask each other questions basically, but you also give some information about yourself. So when you're trying to connect with someone, form a bond with someone, a connection, an emotional connection with someone, for example, you would be asking them questions about themselves, right? If it's a business type, like a lot of business these days is a very friendly business. So even people that are on my friends list that want me to do business with them, they'll start asking me questions about my business usually, and why I chose to do that business and how it's going and all that type of thing. But they might start talking about other stuff, but a lot of it's to do with business, but it's in a really friendly manner these days. It's more like your mate down the pub type talk. So business is done very differently on the internet these days. It's not done by, oh, let's do a handshake and let's do a formal agreement. It's kind of very informal these days. It's a chat about, oh yeah, how's things going with your business, blah, blah, blah. But if it's like, if I'm trying to, but again, it's very open. It's very like kind of like open communication, open questions. So when you're looking to bond with someone, for example, like there needs to come a time when you open up. I mean, some people might criticize me for being too open, right? But when you're very open about who you are, no one can really attack you very easily, right? Because the thing is, if I tell everyone in the whole world about me, there's nothing that can really come back on me. It's nothing that people can get on me and know about me that would harm me, because I've already told and been open about it. So when you're living as your true authentic self, right, you need to tell who you are to others so they can decide for themselves if they want to be connected to you or not, right? That's their choice, right? But you shouldn't be playing your life small. You should be being your true authentic self. So it's up to them whether they like you or they don't like you. What you need to do be in a position in life is not where you want to be liked by everyone. You don't want to be liked by everyone, because if you want to be liked by everyone, no one likes the true you, right? So what you want to do is stop caring and worrying about what other people think, thinking life, I'm not here to be liked by everyone. This is something I did years ago. I found out you have to say to yourself, I am not here in my life to be liked by everyone. I am not here in my life to be liked by everyone. Third time, right? Repeat it with me. I am not here in life to be liked by everyone. This is the truth, right? When you start this affirmation in your head, I am not here to be liked by everyone, and you understand it as totality and you embrace it, right? When you understand that and you embrace it, then it sets you free. Because I am not here to be liked by everyone. If I am here to be liked by everyone, I have no voice, I can't do this channel. I can have no opinions of my own. I can't help you because I would just be saying what every other Tom, Dick, and Harry is saying. I'd be just agreeing for the sake of agreeing with people. It means I don't have a voice. You know, I told you on this channel before, I'm pregnancy repulsed. But I still talk to people who have babies and who are pregnant sometimes. In my groups, asexual groups, some of them got kids, some have babies, you know. I hate BDSM. I can't stand it. To me, I feel it's a sense of control, and that's how I feel. And I hate the whole thing, and I don't want a partner in the future that would do that. One of my deep friends loves that. It's their thing, right? And I can talk to them about it. Because although I hate it myself, I respect other people. Because what you do is when you stop judging others, you don't worry about, when you stop judging others, you judge yourself less harshly and you stop worrying about what people think. When you stop judging others, you actually set yourself free. So although I hate BDSM, I can't stand it. To me, it's control. To me, it's abusive. Because, you know, I've done a pattern changing course, which was to get out of, like, recognize patterns of abuse. And, you know, like pulling hair, hitting, you know, anything like that is abuse, right? But obviously in BDSM, people have spanking and they accept that. They want it to happen to them because they ask for it, right? But to my mind, I don't care if someone's asking me to abuse them. I'm not going to do it because I can live with myself. Now, I consider if I was hitting someone, as in spanking them, abusing them. So I wouldn't be that type of person. But I can have conversations, very open conversations with one of my deep friends, and they can talk about all they want to talk about that and everything they enjoy about that. And I will just be like, oh, you know, like, great, tell me more. How's it going? What are you doing? All this type of thing. And then we'll have open discussions because in that moment when I'm with them, I'm supporting them. I understand they like it. They need that in their life. They want to do that. They feel it makes them feel good. And so I'm there for them, right? And so this is how I can be true, authentic me. They can be true, authentic them. I don't like the whole thing. They love it, and we're still really good friends, and we have good discussions. I can even, you know, like, probably at one point I can discuss stuff that much around that type of topic because I hated it, you know, that much and all. But as I've gone on in my asexual journey, I can accept people a lot more because I want to be accepted for who I am. I do, but I don't need to be liked by everyone. I want to be accepted for who I am, but I don't need to be liked by everyone. But if people don't accept me for who I am, then I'm okay with it, right? They can move on. If they don't like this channel because I talk too loudly, because I talk too long, or whatever other reason they'll come up with, I pierce their ears. I'll be like, turn your volume down, read my blog posts on my blog, read my books, right? You don't have to listen to me, and that's fine, right? And if people don't want to take my advice when they hear it, that's up to them, right? But I give really good advice usually, although I do say so myself because I listen to myself. And I've spent like since 2012 in the personal development world. Right, I've done a lot of training, courses and seminars and, you know, like webinars and all sorts of stuff. Read books. I'm just like, I'm ongoingly developing myself. I'm not perfect, right? I've still got lots to learn, right? But I'm here to impart my knowledge and wisdom on you to help you in your life. You can do with it what you want, but I would encourage you to listen to what I'm saying and take action, right? It's no good listening to me saying, be your true authentic self, be who you are, and you just carry on doing the same thing. You have to take some action. You have to say, right, tonight, now, this minute, here now, I am writing, I've got a piece of paper, I am writing down, like Sandra said, my life plan for like the next 5 years. Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up in life? Because you can change yourself. You can change yourself into the version you want to be. It takes guts, it takes courage, right? I'm at the moment wanting to change myself more and more. I still want to change myself more and more because I want to grow into the better version of me, right? But I want to do that. It's not coming from a place of, oh, I want to be liked by 20, 50, 5,000 people. No, it's coming from a place of, I want to change for me to better my life, to become a better person, right? So when you bond with someone, if you want to bond with someone, you have to be open and honest, communication backwards and forwards, asking each other questions and sharing your goals, ambitions, and dreams and secrets. But if you're romantic in nature, you can end up loving a person by doing this, right? It comes with a warning, right? If you're aromantic, so you're aromantic asexual, you lack romance and you're asexual, a lot of aromantics will end up being in a bond, kind of an emotional bond. They might not even realize they're an emotional bond. And because I'm a romantic person, I'm romantic, heteromantic asexual, I'm trying to go for romantic, right? So when I talk to aromantic asexual, some of them I will feel like if this was a romantic person, then we'd be having an attraction here because of how deep the conversation is going and how much emotional connection there is, or sharing of feelings and emotions and thoughts and secrets, right? But as I know that aromantic, they lack romantic attraction, they don't think like that. So they are just bonding with me on a friendship level, which would usually be the same type of things I would talk to with a romantic person sometimes. But because they don't see it as romance, they just see it as friendship. That's what I have to take it as. So I have to remind myself, I have to always ask the person, usually, where do you fall on the asexual spectrum? If they're an aromantic asexual person, they lack romantic attraction, they lack sexual attraction, I know then that whatever they say to me, however close they get to me, whatever they say to me in terms of their secrets, and maybe we'll have conversations going on for hours, I know they aren't doing that because they're attracted to me and fancy me, unless they were on the more grey end of the aromantic spectrum, like a demi-romantic, for example, who do experience romantic attraction where deep emotional bonds has been formed. But unless they're that type of person, if they're like a just pure aromantic, don't experience any romantic attraction whatsoever, ever, then if they're aromantic like that, then I know that they are just being themselves, and anything I'm feeling, like I might be feeling like, is this a bit romantic? I am a bit attracted to them because I'm hyper romantic anyway. I know they won't reciprocate because they don't feel that way. They don't think that way, right? This is very different from being in the heterosexual world, because I was in heterosexual relationships for years of my life. So this is very completely different. I've had to learn this because I've had to learn that aromantic asexuals, when they talk to me, they're not being romantic. They're just behaving like I know sexuals, for example, behave when they're attracted to a girl. The way they're talking, right? If someone's attracted to someone, usually they are having long, deep conversations with someone. They are getting more emotionally connected. They are sharing their thoughts, feelings, emotions. They're opening up more. That's how you end up loving someone usually, because that person opens up more and more and more, and you feel like you love the person for who they are. You see them in their totality, in their rawity. The more raw and real someone is with you, the more you feel you can be yourself around that person without fear of being judged, with someone listening to you for who you are, and you can talk to them even if you know they might not like what you're saying, and you know they're not going to leave you over it, right? This is how deep love's formed, because you love someone with their imperfections. You love someone where they got good traits or not so good traits. I'm not talking about abuse. If someone's getting abusive, you have to talk to them about the situation, and if it carries on, you have to leave, right? You cannot stay in an abusive relationship, right? But no relationship is perfect. Some days they're going to be like maybe in a mood. Other days they're going to be great, and you got to talk to them about it. Say, oh, did you know you were behaving this way, and this made me feel uncomfortable, and you just mention it, so you bring it to their attention, for example, and this is how life is, right? But my friends, like me and my friends, aren't all the same. I'm an extrovert. My friends are predominantly introverted, right? Apart from my one best female friend, that majority of asexuals I know are introverted. I'm extrovert. We still get on, but I have to understand introverts. I have to understand that for them, being out in long periods of time around lots of people can be very energy draining. For me, I get a buzz out there. The more I'm around people, even if I'm not even speaking to them, that energy just lifts me up, like plugging me in and like lighting me up, right? It's like being Iron Man, and I'm needing a recharge. I plug myself in and I'm all recharged and I'm Iron Man again, right? This is how it is when I'm around people. I get energy from being around people, from being out, from being like that, because that's who I am, right? So in order to bond with someone, you have to open up. You have to not put barriers, right? If we've had our heart broken in love, right? Most people who've had their heart broken in love will be, that's it, never loving again, worse to this effect, never having that bond, never opening up, never sharing secrets, don't want to be like that again, don't want to be hurt. That's it, I'm not doing it, right? And they put barriers up, right? If you put barriers up, no one can ever fully love you because you are killing off or blocking off a part of yourself, right? You're shutting that part off. How can they love you? They can't get through that wall. And you automatically end up usually not being able to bond with them, and then they will have to look elsewhere, right? Love requires you to be your most vulnerable person. Vulnerable. And open up, right? I've been hurt, right? In love over and over again, as you know, because I'm a hyper romantic. And if you watch this channel for a long time, you'll know that about me. But can I love again? Of course I can. I don't let guys who have not been right for me stop me from loving the right guy. I'll repeat that. I don't let guys who are the wrong guys for me stop me from loving the right guy. If I shut myself off every time some guy rejects me or doesn't want me and doesn't think I'm suitable or says a lot of stuff that's really good and nice, encouraging, and then contradicts themselves or whatever they do, if I decide, right, I'm never going to love again, that's it, I'm done. Sometimes I have thought that. Sometimes I might have said it in a split second, right? But I know at the end of the day, I love being single, really love my single life, but I still believe I've got, like I said before, an Indian asexual soulmate somewhere in the world. I've known that intuitively since 2014. I only know it intuitively. I've never actually had a relationship with an Indian guy in my life. I have other foreign guys, right? That's what I believe, right? And I don't care if people think I'm crazy or whatever they think, right? That's just what I believe. And I share what I believe, because if I share what I believe, I'm more likely to come across it, right? But, like I was heartbroken, back in June. I thought I found the guy. Didn't. He wasn't right for me. So I had to admit I've made a mistake. But did I? Did I make a mistake, right? Because he led me to following my career path more. So in other words, I might have been always destined to meet that guy, but can't be with him. And he wasn't right for me as a soulmate to be with forever. But the path led me to him. And then it made me think I need to do this now and change my life in this way. So everything happens for a reason. Always remember that, right? Now, going back to this person wanting to be liked, right? Okay, if you want to be liked all the time, you can't bond as your true authentic self because you're trying to please that person, be someone you're not, right? So a person can never truly love you for who you are, right? But another danger, if you are a person who wants to be liked by everyone, quite frankly, that's not an ideal person to ever be in a relationship with. You do not want to get into a relationship with someone who wants to be liked by everyone. And why is this? What does it matter? Because if you are in a position where you're with someone who wants to be liked by everyone, they are not a strong person for you, right? So, for example, I am a strong girl, right? I get loads of guys attracted to me. I get guys wanting to marry me, probably for a visa, but never mind, we won't go into that. And I get guys, saying about being beautiful. Guys, I have gay guys even attracted to me. Don't know how that works. Women sometimes attracted to me. Older guys attracted to me, but I'm into younger guys, usually in their 20s, as you know, on this channel, right? And so basically, I get all types of people attracted to me, right? I'm used to saying no to guys. I don't care about I'm being rejected because I reject guys, right? It's a part of life. I have no fear of being rejection. Actually, sometimes I get a buzz out, but I think that takes too much sometimes. Not in the case with the asexual guy. With sexual guys, I'm kind of used to it, right? And I know really I can't be with a sexual guy in a long-term serious committed relationship because I can't have sex and usually they always go off. But you have to get comfortable with rejection. And one good thing about rejection is one rejection is one step closer to finding your right person for you. Because the more you get rejected by the wrong people, the more the right person will show up. So if you want to be liked by everyone, just imagine what that does in terms of looking for a relationship. If you want to be liked by everyone, right, you'll end up with everyone like rubbish coming your way, right? You'll end up with people who are not compatible with you because you're pretending to be something you're not. And this is why you never want to get into a relationship with this type of person, right? So if I had a relationship with a guy and, for example, you like to be liked by everyone, what do you think is going to happen, right, when another woman comes along? What do you think is going to happen when another woman comes along and pays him some attention and says, oh, I like you. You're really nice. What do you think is going to happen with him? He is then going to be attracted to that person because they are liking him and he needs approval. He needs to be liked. So he will go where the next like is, right? So you can't trust that person usually in a relationship. This is being dead honest. Because if they need to be liked by everyone, when everyone comes along, when every other woman comes along, what do you think they're going to do? They're more likely to go off with them because they need to be liked by everyone. So for me, I can have loads of guys come after me and I can say no to loads of them, 20 guys or whatever guys, because I'm so used to saying no. You have to be with a person who can say no to other people. You do not want to be in a relationship with someone who cannot say no to other people, who needs other people's approval, because they are likely to go off with someone else because they need other people's approval. They need to be liked by everyone, right? If I'm in a nightclub with a guy and another woman comes up to him and he wants to be liked by everyone, what do you think his behaviour is going to be like with that woman? Do you think he's going to say to her, I've already got a girlfriend, no thanks, I'm not interested? Do you think he's going to walk away from her? Do you think he's going to walk away from her even before he sees her advances? Do you think he's going to look down at the ground? No. He's going to be like, oh, I've got some attention here. I'm not used to this. Oh, she really likes me. And then his girlfriend comes out of the toilet, i.e. me, if I was his girlfriend. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Oh, we were just talking. Really? Okay, why are you talking to a strange girl who clearly fancies you and is actually flirting with you? Why do you need that in your life? I don't, but the truth is I do because I like to be liked, right? You see the problem, right? You don't want to be with a guy who's not strong with other women if he's into women. If he wants to be liked by everyone, he'll want to be liked by all the women. You don't want a guy like that. That guy is not strong for you, right? I need a guy, for example, with me personally, I need a guy that's going to say no to other women, that's going to be able to turn 20, 50, 5,000. Because when you're in a relationship, believe me, you are going to get more attention, right? I have said this before, even my friend's seen it, right? When you get into a relationship, you have more people being attracted to you. I repeat that. Usually, when you get into a relationship, you have more people attracted to you. People that even probably you wanted to be attracted to you, but they weren't at the time. Because you are with someone else in a relationship, you become more attractive to others, right? It's just what happens. So you need to be in a strong position that if someone, like, for example, comes on another asexual dating site, if someone goes in your inbox on Facebook, you can say, I've got a girlfriend now. I'm happy, thank you. You know, you need to be that person, not the person who's thinking, oh, well, my girlfriend isn't round for 2 hours because she's working and this woman's paying me some attention. I need to be liked and I need to be approved. So I'm getting all this attention and lapping it up and feeling great about it. Right? Because, you know, it can get to the stage where you're emotionally cheating with another woman. So asexuals can cheat. It's okay to have other friends. It's okay to have women friends. Obviously, you're going to have some sort of a level of emotional bonding connection with other women if you've got close women friends. But I'm talking about a person who's healthy with other women having friends. They don't need women's approval. They don't need tens and thousands of people's approval. They might have a small, close group of women friends, right? Who they know is not suitable for a relationship, right? But who doesn't need every woman to like them and doesn't need every person's approval and to be liked by everyone, right? And so, you know, this is how you need to see it. And so if you are the person that needs to be liked, like I said, you need to go back, search, spend some time on your own, be quiet in a room and think and write down, journal. This is really important. Journal, like, why am I like this? What happened in my childhood to make me feel this way? Did I need approval from my mum? Did I need approval from my dad? Did I not get it? Did I get rejected if I was my true authentic self? Did I say something and they didn't like it, so they slapped me or emotionally pushed me down, pushed me away? What happened? What happened? Was I in a relationship before and I told the person the truth about me and I was rejected and I loved them deeply? Because if someone rejected you for who you truly are and you loved them deeply, they didn't love you for who you truly are. So they aren't right for you, however much you love them, right? If a person doesn't love you deeply, for truly who you are, and you have to convince them, then they're not the right person for you. I've had to, you know, I've got to a stage where I've done this and I'm actually logically knowing, even whatever your heart and emotions say at the time, that that person's not right for me. Because a person who's right for me will love me with all my quirks, will love me for probably for a lot of stuff that other people won't even like me for. Right? A guy who's with me has got to love me for my quirky personality, which some other people will love too, and other people will hate. They'll be like, oh God, she's weird. I'll be like, great, thanks very much. Don't like being the same. You know, like, and so, you know, it's, you know, and like on this channel, you notice I've got a lot less subscribers than some other asexual channels, right? But I'm not going to pretend to be one of them and start doing a show like they do, because I'm not them and they're not me. This is a vlog channel. This is a chat show channel. It's unique. right? There's no other channel out there, this asexual channel that does regular chat shows, usually daily if I can, right? There's no other show like it. This is a vlog style. I'm telling my raw, real, true, authentic life experience to help you out. It's like it's like chat coaching, but in a reality show way, right? So it's a unique mix, right? But it's not for everyone. Some people, they just like 10-minute videos, all polished, perfect lighting, perfect thumbnail, all good and proper, right? Do I want to become that type of person? Well, occasionally I do videos that have got, you know, nice neat thumbnails and stuff like that. But some of those videos, they get no more views than my vlogs, right? They get the same amount because people are used to this content. If I try sometimes to change it to another format, people are not used to it. They're like, what's she doing? Right? You know, because they're used to this format now. But if you notice, I've got like, probably have got over 200,000 views, I'm guessing now, because I was 190,000 views before, you know? That's good, right? I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of serving this community on this channel. This is the beautiful asexual community that I've built up on this channel. It's taken me over almost 6 years, I should say, almost 6 years to get over 1,000 subscribers, whereas other people just go and get it like that, right? It's difficult for me, but I persist. I'm determined to succeed at whatever I do. I'm here for you. I'm not here for my selfish reasons. Oh, I want 50,000 subscribers just to prove, boost my own ego. I'm not here for that. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. If you didn't want my help at all, I wouldn't be on this channel. There would be no point, but I'm here to help you, right? It's the way it goes. So, you need to understand that it's okay not to be liked by everyone. It's okay not to have everyone's approval. In fact, you want to be able to separate out in your life the people. Lots of love to you. I love your long name at the end and your smiley. That's so cute. Thank you for the smiley. Thank you for being in my chat. I really appreciate you. I always give love out on this channel. The fact you're Indian is kind of even really nicer for me. But wow, that's for another time. People follow my channel, they know I like Indian guys. It's kind of like I have quite an Indian following. But yes, anyway. So you need to be your true, authentic self. You need to actually go back, like I said, do the journaling, map out your ideal life, what you want. This is not about what your mum wants, not about what your dad wants, not about what your sisters or your brother wants, not about what your teachers want. It's actually what you want. I am very different from my own culture, right? I like foreign guys, as you know, particularly Indian, as you know, if you watch this channel, right? But a lot of their culture is very different to mine. I do not want to be a housewife. I never have done, never will. If an Indian guy wants to cook for me, great. But I don't want to cook for him, right? So he can bring food and cook it himself if he wants to and wash up after himself. That's the type of person I am. That's not conventional, is it? That's not what people want to hear, right? And also I have anxiety. And sometimes it's really helped me. It saved my life. It's actually stopped me from being harmed or causing more injury. For example, I've been like, I had an accident years ago where I fell down 11 stone steps head first, right? Because I have high levels of anxiety, right? My brain is able to kick in and protect me very quickly and to be able to do things in a moment that other people can't do. So my brain was actually saying to myself while I was flying through the air down these stairs, you have to relax as much as possible because if you don't, it's going to hurt you more. This is what was going through my brain when I'm having an accident. This is not normal behavior. This is not normal thinking, right? But because I'm so acutely anxious, and so I have that anxiety, right? It allows me to be able to act in dangerous kind of like situations very, very quickly and be able to think while things are going on and happening, right? It's developed. So although I've been through some bad experiences, difficult, traumatic experiences in my life, and if you go to therapists, they want you to say, if you go to therapy for anxiety specifically, for example, the whole point of it is you're supposed to understand that anxiety is a bad thing, that there are more cons to it than pros, that it's more harmful than good, that a lot of anxiety is not valid. It's just it's just kind of like what you're worried about nothing type thing. But in actual reality, a lot of my anxiety is not the case. A lot of times I have anxiety, I don't even know sometimes if it's anxiety or intuition, because a lot of the time I think things, I feel things, I sense things in someone even before they've said it. and I know what they're going to say or think or feel, and I just know that, and I can get anxious about it, and it's true, right? And because, like I said, I had that accident, it helped me. Like when I broke my ankle back in April this year, I had anxiety, adrenaline kick in, and was able to bend my ankle back by myself in a secluded area of the quayside, bend it back like out of some movie, get up, walk across the bridge, walk quite a way through like fields home by myself. No ambulance, right? Didn't even have painkillers. I just put ice on it that night because I read on the internet, oh, if you put painkillers, it can max the pain. It's no good. So I decided to go out painkillers, right? But I had anxiety adrenaline, so it wasn't, although I knew it was painful, it wasn't as painful as it usually should have been because my anxiety adrenaline kicked in and masked the pain, right? So sometimes your difficulties in life are actually your greatest assets, right? Sometimes things people see as a weakness in you and a problem can actually be your greatest strength. So what I'm trying to say by this is, if you are thinking something about you other people might not like, right, or might be a bad thing, right, you have to ask yourself, is it bad because other people have told you it's bad, or is it bad because you believe it's bad about yourself, right? If it's something you can change, then you need to work on changing it, right? But if it's something you can't change, you need to love yourself for who you are in spite of it, right? But you should only change because you want to change, not because someone else has dictated to you what they think and how you should live your life, right? So in my own in my family, right, my mum is a housewife to my dad. I will never have that type of relationship. I hate it. I'm the opposite. My mum loves it, right? That's what she's wanted, a child, and obviously I'm grown up in terms of birth certification, but I still act like a teenager. Love it, love it. But I obviously am responsible as well, right? And so anyway, going back to my parents, my mum and dad kind of a very traditional marriage, a bit like Indians, right? If we're talking about Indian marriage, where the woman's the housewife and the guy goes out to work, right? So it's quite interesting and ironic, really. But I don't want that type of relationship at all, right? I'm non-conformist, individualist, non-traditional, right? Not that type of person, right? Not a stereotypical female era, very much not, right? So I'm very different from my own culture, let alone anyone else's culture. I still believe that I have an Indian asexual guy who's the right guy to be my soulmate. I still categorically believe that. He'll have to be westernized, though, won't he? Because, you know, it's not going to work else, is it? Right? But most Indian guys I come across still want marriage with asexuality. I can't have marriage. I'm not interested. To me, it's like being tied down, and it's kind of like I don't want to be a housewife, and that's kind of what people expect. I like living on my own anyway, right? So what I'm trying to say is, you know, some people, the right person will love my quirks. They will love the different things about me, right? And that's the same for you. If you've got quirks, things that are different about you, it's the right people, the right friends. You might not end up with a ton of friends, but you don't need a ton of friends in life. Just have really good, few quality friends that you can trust, you can rely on, and you know love you for who you are, right? One of my friends who does like to be liked by everyone, he you know, he does say stuff to me that I don't always like, but he's confident he can do that now because he knows I'm not going to leave him, right? He knows I'm not going to leave him just because he says something that is different to me. So, for example, the person who likes BDSM, I don't like it. I ain't going to leave being his friend just because he likes that. Because if he likes that, go ahead, go for gold, have fun, whatever, innit? Enjoy your life, right? Just because I don't like that and hate it doesn't mean to say he has to. Because I'm tolerant of other people, and also because I understand other people love different stuff, and I want my friend to be happy. Whatever makes them happy, I'm happy that they're happy, right? So sometimes you'd be happy that someone else is happy even if you're not comfortable like the thing they're doing, right? In a relationship, obviously things affect you more, because if you're going into a relationship with someone, like what they're doing can sometimes affect you. I couldn't be with a person, for example, who smokes drugs. I'm not interested in that. I've actually been with person who used to do that, and so I'm not interested in that. It's just disgusting to me, and that's my standard, right? So in terms of relationship as well, why it's really important for the person themselves to not need to be liked is they need to have standards, right? Because if they don't, they have a danger of getting into a relationship with someone and literally just trying to please them all the time, and it ends up with a codependent relationship or an unhealthy relationship, where they so much want to be liked by the other person, they're just doing anything and everything for that person, regardless of their own welfare and well-being, and they're not even being their true authentic self, and they actually end up resenting that person because they're doing stuff that they don't really want to do, but they're not telling them, they're not speaking up, right? And they're not actually saying their own mind. If you're in a serious adult committed relationship, you need to be able to be in a healthy relationship where both people are sharing their points of views and they're trying to understand each other, even if they don't agree with everything. There's fundamental deal breakers, right? Like, I cannot be in a relationship with a guy who wants kids. I do not want them, haven't wanted them since 15 years old. It's never going to change, right? So if a guy is not sure whether he wants kids or not, I don't get into a relationship with him. If I wanted to be liked by everyone, I just say, oh yeah, I'm happy to be in a relationship with a guy who wants kids or might want kids. If I wanted to be liked by everyone, because I want him to like me, right? So if I want to get into a relationship with a guy who wants kids, I'd say, right, yeah, okay, what, fine, bye. You know, like, it's great, you know? Well, I wouldn't say bye, but I would say bye because I don't want someone like that, right? You know, so you have to understand that if you are not good to be in a relationship with from the point of view of the recipient, because, you know, you're likely to go off with someone else, or the next person who comes along and pays you a bit of attention, you'll go off with them or be attracted to them, have an emotional bond with them, be interested in them, be in two minds about whether you should be with that person or be with the other person. And this could end up with a love triangle, or you could end up with loads of people that you end up bonding with and end up possible being in a relationship when it just gets very messy. And also it's not good for you, because if you're trying to please the person you're in a relationship with, you're doing stuff that you might end up resenting and disliking them for without even telling them. And that you can end up with a lot of repressed emotions and suppressed emotions that end up being very traumatic later on, or end up really, really exploding one day at the person when they didn't deserve that, because you were the one who's keeping secrets from them by leading a double life because you're not being true to who you are. So you're pushing down your feelings and you're actually lying to them in a way because you're not being true. If you're not being true to someone, you're lying to them. If you are trying to be liked by everyone and please everyone, you are in effect not being true to anyone. You are living a lie. You're not living who you are. Why should people like a liar, right? But they don't know you're lying, do they? Unless you've told them what you're doing, right? I know some people, like, there was one person in my old job. Oh, I don't like this supervisor. Really, really don't like her at all, right? One day I walks into their locker room. They're chatting this person up. They've even got a girlfriend, but they're chatting this supervisor up. You know, with the way they're talking to them, the banter and the like, ha ha ha. I thought you told me you don't like her, but this person, I know they told me privately, does not be their true authentic self. There wasn't many people who knew that. They kept it secret, but I knew that because they told me. And they would change to whoever was around them sometimes. They would put on a show on a front. But do I think that person, did I know in the end whether that person liked the supervisor or not? Or they're just telling me rubbish? Because, you know, they can't be both, can they? Right? So they're either lying to that supervisor or they're lying to me. Whichever way it is, they're lying. I don't like liars. Did I still stay friends with them? Yes. I did still stay friends with them. But I parked that in my mind as that's not good. Right? But I knew what they were like because they'd explained what they were like. So although they were all authentic self with me, usually they used to tell me things a lot of the time that no one else knew about them. You know, they weren't like that with other people. So I already knew the true them, really, as far as I know. But again, did I already know them? If they're like that with other people, then were they really like that with me? You see, this is the danger you get into. So, you know, a person who's a people pleaser, they could end up with an abuser, right? They could end up with someone abusing them in a relationship because if the other person was that way inclined, a manipulator. Because if they know that you want to please them because you're scared of losing them, for example, so you want to please them all the time, that person could just be demanding anything from you and could be manipulating you with the way they 1 minute text you, then you don't hear from them for 5 days, and the next minute they're really into you, the next minute they're not, and they're pulling backwards and forwards because they're playing this mind game because they know you need to be liked and you need a constant supply of reassurance from them and to be liked by them. If they know this and they're not a good person, right, then they can do this for manipulation, right? If they are a kind, caring person and they know that you have this need to be liked, obviously it's something you need to work on really before you enter a relationship, because you're not very good to be in a relationship with for the reasons I've said. One is you're not healthy for the person because you're lying to yourself and to others. And if that person's in a relationship with you, then how are they going to be able to ever trust you fully, right? And, you know, two is that you're open to manipulation. because you're being someone you're not, right? And 3 is the whole relationship's kind of based on a lie because you're not being who you truly are. So how's the person ever going to know if that's really you or not, right? So it's very, very bad in that way. So instead of worrying and whittling about, what you need to do is say, right, from this day on, now, in this minute, in this second, not 5 hours later, not 10 days later, now I'm going to change myself. I am deciding no more of this pain, because you're living a lie about who you truly are is painful. Wanting to be liked by everyone is painful. Just imagine if someone doesn't like something about you. How bad is that going to feel for you? Right? Do you want to keep living that life where, oh God, someone said they didn't like something about me, so I hate myself now. I can't cope with it. I have to shut myself off from the outside world. I have to shut down. I can't say anything to anyone. I have to watch over everything I say. Just imagine treading on eggshells. Well, I have anxiety, but I don't care what people think about me. My anxiety is not linked to what people think about me. I couldn't care less. I get people who are trolls on this channel sometimes, not recently, but they say some nasty things, really disgusting things to me. And I just delete and block them. They're not worth worrying about. It does hurt more if it's coming from someone who I thought was a friend and all of a sudden they start being horrible to me. That does hurt, and I've had that in my life. But I've had to block them, be a bit upset at the time, and just move on. And then not worry about it, right? If they don't like me, if they've changed their mind, if they've changed something in the relationship, they don't like me for who I am, or they would never be in their true authentic self in the first place, which is the case with some people. I know some person I was friends with for a few years, and then they were empathetic, for example, about an ex. And then just before they decided to show me their true, well, as they were showing me their true colours, they decided to have a go at me about being with that ex, like blaming me. Oh, you shouldn't have been so foolish to think he really liked you, type thing. I'm thinking, what? You know? And this person was at the time supporting me, on the phone with me, and then changed the whole situation around. That person is not a good person. I didn't change what I said. They changed what they said. They weren't being true with me. You found out what they were really thought, right? And because they're a younger guy. And then they got funny about me being with a younger guy, but they always knew me from whenever they knew me that I've been into young, liking younger guys. Not as in underage guys, but I mean, this guy was 23. It's not like he's been a child. It's not like he's, not legal age. He was 23 years old, for God's sake, And so he knows his own mind, theoretically. He had some really bad mental health problems that unfortunately meant I couldn't be in a relationship with him in the end, right? Worse than what I thought, and just it didn't work out, right? That's it. Sometimes I've had him message me since then, but I don't respond because it's just no go, right? But this person supported me. Like, just imagine that, right? But if she doesn't like me for who I am anymore, that's fine. I've moved on. At the time, I was hurt, but I got over it quite quickly, because if she's not being her true authentic self, if she 1 minute supporting me and the next minute not, I'm being just my true authentic self. I haven't done anything wrong. That's fine. I can live with myself and be happy, because as far as I'm concerned, I've done nothing wrong. I didn't change. She wasn't obviously being honest with me when she's there supporting me like a friend, and then basically turning around saying, "Oh, you're a fool for doing that," blah blah blah. It's not a friend, is it? Right? So she's blocked and gone out of my life now. I don't need her in my life. Why do I need that type of person? Right? So you've got to understand, some people change in their life. Some people you're really close friends with don't end up not wanting to know you anymore. This is life. It's sad sometimes, very sad, but it's what happens. And we have to learn to, instead think everyone's going to leave me or I'm going to be rejected, we have to learn to just let go of those who no longer want to be in our life, right? So, and if you formed a deep bond with someone and then all of a sudden they do leave your life, that can be very painful. But you've got to understand, you've done nothing wrong. You lived as your true authentic self in that moment. Is much better than actually living a lie. Because if you live a lie, it's hard to live with yourself. And you're not really living yourself, you're living with that lie. You look in the mirror and see a lie, not your true authentic self, right? So understand that it's very important that you literally stop worrying about what people think, stop worrying about rejection, live in spite of fear, face your fears head on, and do the best you can do in life, right? People who everyone has fears usually, but it's how they handle them. They do things in spite of fear. They say, okay, this I'm fearful about, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because that's how you progress in life. Otherwise, you just stagnate and you don't change, develop, and grow yourself. You just be the same. And try and be a carbon copy of everyone else. It's no good. Instead of wanting to be liked by everyone, just like and love you for who you are. And then you'll attract the right people into your life that love you for who you are, because you're already being that person, if that makes sense. I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now. I'll post a new video. Don't forget, if you want more asexual advice, buy my Asexual Perspectives book out on Amazon. I also sell asexual merchandise, Redbubble/asexualize, if you want asexual merchandise as well. Anyway, I'll see you on the next live stream. Lots of love to Sadar. Thank you for being in chat today. Lots of love to you, whoever you are, who's tuned in also. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Bye.